Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 video. Today I want to show you the Boulder Druid in human form. Despite the fact that a lot of people are using the Bear to use their earth skills, we're going to use human form, making use of Gaflin's Birthright. But before we jump into the equipment, we're going to go into the skill tree, which consists of just 2 points into any basic skill. We're not going to use them. And then here's for the core version, actually not using these core skills, but we're using Boulder as a core skill, which means that we're going to get the passive wild impulses, making our core skills do more damage. And then we also got the predatory instincts for more critical strike chance against close enemies. As for the defensive skills, we got Earthen Bulwark together with Innate Earthen Bulwark. Can actually also use Preserving, but we have enough Fortified due to other means that we don't need it. So a little bit of extra damage is kind of nice. And Cyclone Armor just for the non-physical damage reduction, because we are lacking a little bit of defenses. That's why we are in Torment 3 right now, and that's not due to lack of damage, it's actually due to lack of defensive skills and items or equipment that boost our defensive capabilities. We got Backlash, increasing our damage after we're using a defensive skill. And it's actually, there could be a good argument of putting one more point here instead of Predatory Instincts, if we have better equipment and a higher crit strike chance. But right now we still kind of need this one to get more crit chance. Ancestral Fortitude, again, raising our non-physical resistances just to get more defensive capabilities. Moving on to the summoning or companion skills, we have Poison Creeper, the good old faithful, also giving us more critical strike chance after we use after they strangle with the active component of Poison Creeper. And then Humanity, which gives us a huge increased damage and damage reduction, and is boosted up by our Gaflin's Birthright hat that I briefly showed. Threat Aptitude, just overall more damage. And then moving on to Hurricane, actually only put 1 point, it's not our main damage source, but we are having Enhanced and Natural Hurricane to give us some vulnerability. We could also use Savage, which might be even better in this circumstance, because we don't have, like, again, we need more defensive stuff, and we're getting vulnerability through to other means, which I will get to when we go through the equipment. Then Boulder, we get a 13 plus from our items, which is our main damage dealer. We get Enhanced Boulder and Natural Boulder, giving us more critical strike chance when we have Fortify, and we reach Fortify through Safeguard, which gives us Fortify when our Earth skills critical strike. And you might have already guessed that we're going like for critical strike with Earth strikes, and that's why this one is really, really good. Then Crushing Earth just giving us more damage against anything that's knocked back. Actually, Boulder knocks back enemies, and then we also have some stun and everything in there as well. Stone Guard just gives us also increased damage for more Fortify if we have more than 50% of our max life Fortify, so it's also pretty good. Then unfortunately we have to take Envenom. I really, really don't like this passive, because it is basically forcing you to do poison damage in some way or another, because this is just too good to pass up. But yeah, that's why I got it. We're using Petrify with the enhancements, of course, and then all these nice passives here, increasing our damage output, and one into Circle of Life, just to give us a little bit of sustain. And then after using an ultimate, we have Catastrophe, which gives us more damage. And then we're using Nature's Fury to get more damage and like free skills. Moving on to the Paragon board next. As you can see, I only have 3 boards so far, because I opted for a lot of defensive options as well, instead of like just rushing through the last board. But so far we got in Human, which makes sense, we are in human form all the time. And then we got Ancestral Guidance, which procs very, very fast. And then also we got Spirit right here, actually missing some dexterity. I just good thing that we go over it. So dexterity here, and then we need another. I mean, I guess this tree is really bad for this glyph, huh? 1, 2, wait. How is that not possible? 1, 2, 3, okay. Anyways, we got Spirit right here, and a critical strikes also increase our damage the enemy takes from us, so this is actually another good damage boost right here. I guess I have to rethink on where to put this, but you have to put it somewhere where you can get some dexterity. And then we got Outmatch to get more increased physical damage, as well as, where is it? Heightened Malice, while a poison enemy is by. And here again, this theme about like poisoning, so we deal more damage. I really don't like it, but here we go. While a poison enemy is nearby, we deal increased damage, and that's why we need that, because there's not really much else to get. And of course, Earth Devastation, giving our Earth skills more critical strike damage. Moving on to the Spirit Boons, we got Gift of the Stack right now. Spirit is a bit of a concern. There is a temper on rings that make your Wrath skills, which Boulder is, give you Spirit back, but I only have it on one ring so far, so we're also using Gift of the Stack. Otherwise, you would use probably Arenas to take reduced damage from elites. Then I got critical strike damage right here, and as well as critical strike chance. Lucky hit chance makes sense. And then here we also got the lucky hit to restore fully spirit. Again, we still lacking a little bit in that, but we really don't need Calamity right here. We don't need Bolster. We don't really need Pack Leader, so we can just keep that actually. And then Overload is the one thing that will give us the chance to deal poison damage. And you might wonder, like, what storm skills are we using? For one, we're using Hurricane, but it just has not really a big size. But we're using Petrify, which then in turn, with the Nature's Fury key passive, will cause Cataclysm to pop up. So the massive storm follows us for 8 seconds, which is actually always all the time, because we have a 40% chance with every Petrify cast to have a cast of Cataclysm for free. It just happens. So that is really, really nice, and Petrify will be reducing cooldown a lot, and I will talk about this in a second when we go with the gear. So this is the activator for our poison damage, so we get all the other passives. You could potentially use a boulder as a poison boulder right here, but then it loses the physical damage tag and it does poison damage, and I have a lot of physical damage additives and multiplicatives, so I don't really like that. Finally, moving on to the equipment, we have Gavrin's Birthright. It's really, really nice. It has everything we want. It has willpower, it has armor, it has humanity, it has movement speed, because we want to run fast. And then wild and human from every magic critical strikes, and then again, we are looking for critical strikes. Grant Animal of the Forest, or I need like 180 nature ability size or 36 against bosses. And then Animal of the Forest against Perfect Storm and Earth and Might key passive. Moving on to abilities, Perfect Storm gives storm skills, grant us spirit, and they deal increased damage when damaging a vulnerable enemy, mobilized or slowed. This will not do too much, but Earth and Might will be very, very great, because it also has a chance to restore all of spirit, and all our attacks will be guaranteed critical strikes and deal increased critical strike damage for 5 seconds. So this is a really, really nice 3 passive combination. And then lastly, we have Circe right now as the Lethargic Alpha Cannon Rune Word. We cast 5 skills, and we cast a lot of skills. We become exhausted for 3 seconds, but then we are summoning a Spirit Wolf Companion to attack enemies for 5 seconds. So it will be always like Spirit Wolves. And Spirit Wolves do apply the vulnerability that we are missing otherwise, and also apply Freeze. So it's a really, really great crowd control and vulnerability attack from the Spirit Wolves. Then we got the Mending Storm right here, giving us more Elfin Bulwark, increased duration, which also means more unstoppable duration. And then we just got, for the Tempers, we got Hurricane duration. The debilitating rod duration actually is not correct right here. We'd rather have something more defensive, but we can actually change that later. It depends, like, what do you want, on what do you need. You can maybe look for some, some resistances that you still need to fill up, or some armor gains. And for the gloves, you got some okay gloves that have Petrified duration on it, and Earth critical strike chance is the offensive temper that we're going for. Again, we want critical strikes. And then also our core skills deal up to an X amount of increased damage, a base amount of Fortify. Again, we are fortified a lot, so this will be very, very helpful. Thibault's Will, I talked about Unstoppable through Earthen Bulwark, so this will give us increased damage while we are unstoppable, and even for 5 seconds after, so it's actually always up. It can go up to 20%. This is not ancestral, so it's okay. It also gives us damage reduction while unstoppable, so it's always up, and also gives us primary resource, all that we want actually, so this is really great piece. As for the boots, I got the Ballistic, because when we have Fortify, we get another +2 ranks to our Earth skills like Boulder. And then here you can also have +2 boulder on your boots, as well as movement speed and maybe hurricane duration. Maybe we could also do petrify duration. Why petrify duration, you might ask? Because we're running the Basilisk. Can you imagine? Everybody says this is trash. I feel like it's really, really good. Might not be the best, but right now it's really, really good. It has a lot of things that we want: damage to crowd control enemies, earth attack speed, critical strike damage, physical damage. Again, that's why our boulder is not poisonous, so it's just doing physical damage. Then critical strike chance against stunned enemies. And when I hit a healthy enemy with an earth skill, I petrify them for 3 seconds. And against bosses, it can appear every 5 seconds instead. And if we petrify an enemy, additionally, it deals a flat amount of damage, increased by our plus physical damage and whatever have we. So this is nice because if we look at petrify, it says killing an enemy affected by petrify reduces its cooldown by 1 second. Hitting a boss with petrify reduces its cooldown by 10 seconds. So this will actually work with the petrify that is applied by the Basilisk, meaning that we have a huge uptime, or like it's almost always off cooldown. You will see that in a second when we go to the gameplay. So I really like this piece, and I think it fits very well within this humanoid boulder druid. Then of course Dolmen Stone is a must-have for this build because it gives us the casting a boulder while Hurricane is active causes the boulder to rotate around you instead. Boulder's damage is increased by 33% for each one currently rotating. And then you may have to have up to 10 boulders active. So 10 boulders active means 330% more damage. And then we got also, I don't know what the jewels are called, the Horadric jewels, but we got the one that the Infusions are 150% more potent. And then Dolmen Stone just has all the things that we want. We have more movement speed, but Hurricane's active, which is always active. Nature Magic cooldown reduction, it's okay, we actually don't really need that. And +2 Wrath skills and +2 Crushing Earth. Lastly, for the rings, we got Willpower, Max Life, Critical Strike Damage, Earth Critical Strike Chance, and here the Casting Wrath skills restores primary resource, really, really important. As well as Earth skills deal increased damage to crowd control enemies. And then our Catalytic skills gain 25% cooldown reduction. I will go over the Catalytic skill in a second. Then we got the Indecipherable Signet of Metamorphic Stone. What a great name for a ring. It also has Willpower, it's critical strike and attack speed. I think I don't need the attack speed technically, so I'd rather have something else, like maybe All Res for going to Torment 4. Then I tempered physical damage here. Earth critical strike chance would be better, but it's actually okay. And then I have the tempers already ran out, and I haven't found a equivalent ring, but has casting ultimate skills restores primary resource, which is okay, but we actually want the Wrath skills restores resource. And of course, this one is also mandatory. Boulder is now a core skill and costs 40 spirit to cast and dealing 156% of normal damage. Lastly, we got the Horadric Jewel that does our physical damage some benefits. Physical damage that we deal shatters enemy spirits, that's very evocative, causing them to take 30% more physical damage for 6 seconds. This effect applies when first damaging a boss or lead or when they are affected by crowd control. So this is it for the gear. And then let's go to the Mercenaries first. I got Variana giving me some attack speed. I'm not really sure if this is like the best choice actually. I haven't really put much thought right now into it, but it might be okay. Then Altkin just to give me some stun as well, because why not? And then we have the Horadric Spellcraft. I got Celestial Surge. I'm actually going in between Celestial Surge and Propulsion because I like Propulsion together with Floaty Bubble, which gives me like this teleport, but it's kind of wonky with Boulder because sometimes it teleports me behind or somewhere else. In any case, right now we got Celestial Surge together with Bloody Charm, giving it a bit cooldown reduction, or reducing my cooldowns actually. And then Shifting Power giving me more movement speed, and then Reactive Ooze giving me more resource generation. Again, like resource is kind of a thing, but right now it's okay, you will see it. And then Thunderous Particle because deactivates monster suppressor effects for 8 seconds. That is very important because suppressor really hurts us because then our boulders won't fly. So enough talk, and now I leave you with some gameplay. Again, right now I'm doing like pit tier 54 very, very conveniently. For 55 I'm lacking defensive capabilities. Armor wise it would be okay, but if we go to Torment 4, we are losing a lot of resistances, and I'm already using armor and resistances incenses to keep me up there. As you might have seen, we need some more maybe ancestral pieces right here. Maybe roll a better rings to get up to the defensive skills. Getting more Paragon also helps because we can get another board with more defensive nodes like resistance to all elements, which I already picked. So yeah. In any case, I'll leave you with some gameplay and enjoy. And that is it for the Boulder Druid. It's really nice. I would say it's like a mid-game build right now. It doesn't have like all the like ancestral strong pieces. There might be a better weapon option out there to optimize it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.